Go like this.
Right, the height is different, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's elephant.
The higher you
Like
go,
you talk to your kids also, like one day you'll be this tall,
exactly. Like my daughters, they were this tall, now they are this tall.
Man, they don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
Oh man. Don't
Yeah,
consider
that's the ridiculous thing, right? The Elon Musk, like he was so happy, and then he was like, "My love goes to you," and then the people, oh, it's not seriously. He was like, "What the fuck,
Oh,
man?"
dude, you know what that was? It was like you guys have seen that movie Doctor Strangelove, at the end, right? When the nukes are about to fly and you've got that German scientist in the wheelchair, and he's paralyzed, right? But at the end of it, his arm, he can't control it, and he just has to howl, "Mein Führer." And it's just a bodily reaction, the spirit of the Führer coming through. That's what happened to Elon.
hey
That's what
man,
he was possessed, by
that's
the
an old
feeling
guy.
of Hitler speaking to
That's an
the
old
Volk.
guy from that's an old guy from Germany, and something magnificent trigger his old memories. My fear.
Exactly. Bro, this is what happens in Argentina all the time. It's because like half your people are descendants of the escaped Nazis, right, Gabriel? Yeah,
You,
that's why
you,
you guys are
you're,
so based.
Mille is
you're
a perfect
confusing
example.
And that's why today
the,
Argentina is the whitest country in the Americas. It's the spirit, man, of the right. They're still there.
The fourth dragon succeed this
yeah,
time
but
around.
like they're still bending the knee. Like I could believe you, but the spirit is not here because it's still bending the knee. Though there is a social backlash to that. People
Yeah.
are uh, getting pretty unsettled by this, and a lot of sentiments are starting to resurge. That's
Yeah.
a hopeful thought. There's a lot
Yeah, it
of
is.
talk
It is.
about the bombing of the Daya of the embassy. There was like a microcosm of 9/11
Mm,
in early 90s when like a car bomb, demolished the Israeli embassy in Argentina, and that was a massive watershed moment for a change in policy towards internal discourse and external relations with, and it was kind of blamed on Iran, back in the
Of
day,
course,
but
of
everyone
course.
knows everyone knows that it was an inside job, that there was no
yeah.
car bomb, and it's a discussion that's starting to reflourish right now for some reason.
Well, euphemism
um
is powerful, and the left have been masters of euphemism for a long, long time. They've been reformulating our language step by step. It's literally 1984. I mean, it's literally 1984. Uh, but they reform language, right? And one of the main ways that this has been, um, the question of anti-Semitism is covered in layers of euphemism, right? I mean, you can be anti-Zionist without being anti-Semitic, right? But being anti-Semitic refers to being opposed to a certain group, which does not mean being opposed to the Semites. It refers to being opposed to a certain subset of the Semites, right? It's kind of interesting. Oh my God, I've started talking
Nico,
about Israel for 10 seconds and this guy comes back. It's
you
ridiculous.
summoned
But
you
listen, what I'm
summoned
trying to
him
say is
to.
that the left, right, in their mastery of euphemism, they
It's not my
have
fault. You
they have
summoned.
arrived at a marvelous euphemism, right? Which is, we're opposed to the Zionist settler entity and all that stuff, right? And then all the Jews will say, well, this is anti-Semitism, this is anti-Semitism, but the left is still saying, oh, it's just anti-Zionist, not anti-Semitic, right? But in practice, it is anti-Semitic, right? Because 95% of the Jews are Zionists, right? And so, this is a situation now where there's a very powerful euphemism at play, where it's become, the taboo around anti-Semitism has not gone away, but the taboo around anti-Zionism has gone away, which is only a euphemism for anti-Semitism. See the power of euphemism here?
now guess
And
what?
this is, yeah, so things are really changing. This is a scary time for a lot of groups. Very scary time.
Not to interrupt you, but the same way they have
They
taken
are lovely
vis-a-vis,
times.
we have
Lovely
taken
times.
rephrasing, rephrasing for the past almost 15 times, repeating them back to back to back.
Nice. Closing, right?
That was my close. That was my closing. That was the funniest thing ever did. But yeah, anyway.
No, I mean, I did
first-
want to talk about euphemism and stuff. I'm glad I got the chance to do that because I think that's important. You know, this Department of Defense, Department of War stuff. There's a deeper meaning to this. You know, the removal of euphemism. You know, and this is the thing about Gulf
Yeah.
of Mexico and Gulf of America. You know, I mean, let's be honest.
And-
Who
and another
owns
interest-
that water at the end of the day? Who really has sovereignty over that water? It's America. It's not Mexico.
No, it's
Well,
Mexico.
and
So it's literally the Gulf of America. You know, at the end of the
technically-
day.
technically it's
Mexico-
correct because it's the only Gulf of the continent named America. So it's not technically incorrect. Now, the thing
What we
about
should
the
do is
name-
call it the American Mediterranean Sea, the Gulf of America plus the Caribbean Sea. That's
Be
what it should
careful.
Well,
be, the American
thing is
Mediterranean.
that
Yeah.
Mexico was the name
The
that
Red
started
American
to
Sea.
the continent
Yeah.
before it was named.
Not the Red Sea, the Red
America.
American Sea.
So, anyways, to close a bit this issue of the Venezuelan thing, like I can't see what the connection is between attacking Venezuela and taking a hold of the traffic, except like having a full marine, like not actually attacking Venezuela, but using the excuse of Venezuela to like besiege the Gulf and the Caribbean, and control that way you can control the actual traffic that comes
Yeah.
from Panama and
Man.
Ecuador. And,
Man, I don't think
Um,
Venezuela is their target. I think Venezuela is more of to subdue them to target something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Well, that's a
something in the
possibility.
Caribbean about to fall, but
Yeah.
they know support. They know support will come from Venezuela, so they want to subdue them, hold Venezuela at bay, while they go after what they want in that region. I think Venezuela is just
Oh,
like
man.
more of a hold you hostage,
Poor Wyatt.
go after somebody else.
No, yeah, I
the-
completely agree. I mean, look, at the end of the day,
If Frontline
Venezuela.
Changes report is late, it's not my fault,
Hey.
We'll accept that. We'll accept the
Everyone
delay.
come back. We have to
You-
redo the open mic. It's a redo. It's a redo of the open mic.
Archimedes said oil 3 times. I was summoned.
Yeah, I know. All right. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, let's try something. China. All right, now let's see if Drew shows up.
Well, someone
but
say,
I-
guys, Poland.
No, please, no, please.
I just want to add, I really I'm actually pretty happy that the Americans actually changed the name to Department of War. Like
Yeah.
this is like it's basically
was-
what it is, This
Let's
is
be honest with ourselves.
That was the
Because-
previous name, right?
because because only of that most countries don't go to war that much. If we call ourselves Ministry of Defense, it makes
True.
sense. Like Singapore Ministry of Defense, it makes sense because
Makes sense.
our job is deterrence. But in America, it's different. For big powers, they are always asserting their force to basically for their national interest because it's global power, right? It's very different from a small country, So Department of War makes sense, and
Yeah.
everybody take it seriously. They're worried. Oh,
You said
Mandy's
war
back.
3
You
times.
see, this closing is badly.
Department. You know what would be fire actually? Like somewhere in between Department of Defense and Department of War is Department of Deterrence. That has such a nice ring.
There
to
you
it,
go.
And it's
Yeah,
like it's
Department of
still a euphemism,
Deterrence,
but
yeah.
it's kind of better, and it's kind of honest, like because strategically speaking, what you
the-
do want to
the-
achieve
the
is
best one,
deterrence,
Archie,
not defense.
You need to call it the Department of Aggression. That's what needs to be. That's the real name.
Department
Well,
of
then we'd
Foreign
have to have 2. Then you would have
The
to have
department-
the Department of
the depart-
Defense, the Department of Aggression, the Department of Deterrence.
Yeah.
No.
The
It should
Department
be
of
called the
Injustice.
Department of FAFO. No, Department of FAFO.
Fuck around.
How about the Department of Evil? All right.
Oh, isn't that what Homeland Security is?